main event, whites only town. Might change that banner, but MC, have you heard anything about this story about the whites only town in
I've heard
Arkansas?
this. I've heard of sundown towns, but this particular story, no, I haven't.
Okay, you are in. Whoops, you're in for a treat on this one though, because we're gonna have a good conversation about this one. So,
Jews, no gays. High up,
whoops, go back.
no blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills, in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done
Surprising.
here is establish a place where we have
White
control
dog.
over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks
But they are being kept out, even if
you don't let everyone into your home.
around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labor, the women take care of the children who live here full time. It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can
Yikes.
be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society. No blacks, no Jews.
MC, I think this is a very interesting conversation. But before you get your thoughts off, okay? I don't want to. I don't want you to think I'm trying to set you up or anything, but I want you to. And you know what? You may actually remember this too. If I think I have this queued up. Yeah. All right. So before you go off on this, God damn it! See, this is producing is crazy work. All right.
Indeed. I was just about to bring this up. Go ahead, though.
Ownership is powerful. Our ancestors practiced it. So it's almost as if we're tapping into those same successful energies that allowed our ancestors to prosper. And my children are tapping into that energy.
It's important because it creates generational wealth, something that didn't seem obtainable for us as Black people. And it's just a way for us to leave something for
Pause real quick, TR.
and just have something.
MC is only 52 seconds.
I know, but I just want to let
Ninja.
let it cook. Then I'll bring it up later.
All right.
Like wealth for our children. 3 years ago, I didn't think that I would have 500 acres. So the average person doesn't really think that it's obtainable until you see other people, other regular people going out and buying land. We want to inspire all the Black people that we can. Go get you some land and build wealth for your family.
God, that's such a feel-good story. Night and day difference from the Arkansas folks. And this is Freedom, Georgia. So I don't know if you remember, this was a story that was trending back in the post-COVID and summer of love days. But
I've been there.
thoughts, MC?
It's beautiful. I've been there. Unpopular opinion on TR. I don't care if racist people don't like me. I don't care.
Whoa, MC.
Don't care.
We don't know if these people are racist. Wait, who are you talking about? The Black people or the white people?
I don't care if anybody who is considered racist likes me or not. I don't care. As long as you're not affecting my safety, my ability to create my own economy, and my education and learning. If you don't affect those three things, I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care. That's my thoughts. This is how the majority of people think privately, and they don't want to say it publicly. People want people that look like them to be successful and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And these people, both of these examples that you just showed me, are people who are trying to fix and repair their cultures. I have no problem with that as long as you're not affecting those three things I just talked about.
Yeah, see, Brandon will be on my side.
Okay, so let me ask both of y'all this.
This nigga.
If a black person tried to move into that Arkansas territory and they said, "Nah, we're not rocking with you," what would you call that?
Well, he said he got filled out the paperwork.
It literally
MC.
says whites only.
No,
in the article that you in the story that you
the person that produced it, which was, I think it was ABC or whoever the network was, they produced it. When the guy was talking, he never said, no whites, no blacks. I mean, sorry, no blacks, no gays, no Jews. He actually never said that. There's actually a longer clip where he said that they will, people can still apply, and then they just take it under, they'll just look at a different, evaluation or something. But they never really said none of those groups can get in there. They never once said that. It was just that's how the ABC folks. That's how they framed it.
We're playing word salad right now, TR. So
I'm not shuffling. I'm telling you what happened.
Shuffling, but we playing word salad. Let me flip my question. And Brando, I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. Say that they extended you an invitation to live there. Would you accept it?
MC, I think you're asking the wrong question. But
okay. No, this is the question. I want y'all both to answer.
Okay, I'll tell you this much. I'm not living in either of those places because I figured, look, here's the thing. If I got the money that I think to live in this situation, I don't want to live by anybody. That's the thing. Unless it's like the end of the world, I don't want to live in no damn compound. I'd rather just live somewhere far out in the country by myself. I don't want to be living next to all. These are too many people. I get anxiety when there's a bunch of people in my area. And so I'm like, look, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't want to hear you beat your wife. I don't want to hear you have whatever, if you guys want to bust it down. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. I want to live in my own area. I don't want to live by multiple people. So the answer is I don't live by, I'll decline the invitation to both the locations.
So if you want to live in a location like that, first of all, I hope you're armed.
Yes.
Way all day. These
people aren't armed.
I prefer, technically, I live outside of Phoenix in a town that's outside of Phoenix. I like living in a town. I like small, intimate groups, but I want access to the city for social stuff. That's my ideal type of living. And it seems like both of those, because I think earlier the Arkansas place, it isn't that far from Little Rock. So you have outlets to do things when you want to be social, but when it comes to your tribe and your community, I don't care who you choose to be in there because I'm doing the same thing. I'm building my tribe. I don't factor in race when I'm building my tribe. I factor in character. Yeah. These people are factoring in race. That's on them. As long as they're not affected.
Wait, you gotta, which people? The black people or the white people? Which one?
Both. Both. Tell me how you can have smoke for one but not the other.
I'm just saying, MC. Look, I see both sides of it. You want to still hijack it? Yeah. No,
that's what I'm saying. They're fixing their culture. Did you hear what he said? All the women stay home and raise the kids, and all the men go out and provide. Hey, that's dope. I absolutely respect that. So I don't know how things are in the Freedom, Georgia side, but I passed through there, and it's a very beautiful piece of land. But
MC, when was the last time you passed through Freedom, Georgia? Because I'm going somewhere with this.
It's been a minute. It's been like 3 or 4
Would you say more than 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So the only reason I bring that up though, because I remember when this was a thing and I thought like, oh yeah, kind of cool. But the way they framed it versus the way this was CBS that framed the Freedom, Georgia. And then it was NBC, the way they framed it for the Arkansas folks. They're doing the same exact thing. The Arkansas folks, they got a website. The Freedom, Georgia folks, they have a website. I'll try to pull it up here though.
Yeah, so we agree.
But the crazy thing, let me get this. So they started this about 2 years ago. Okay, MC. And you're not going to like this if it pulls out.
hope you ain't about to. Yeah, I have a feeling. I think I know what you about to pull up. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Um, this was 2022. So unless they are using a different website, um, I'm sorry to say I'm not sure if they're making any progress down at Freedom, Georgia, and they removed their profile picture, so that tells me something else is going on here. I'm
Hey,
looking at
TR.
yeah,
If what you're saying is true and no progress is being made and it's not progressing like it should be, guess whose fault that is? It ain't
uh,
nobody. It ain't nobody's fault but ours. Because if we trying to do
hey,
some
what you
stuff
mean
like this,
hours?
if we're trying to do something like this and repair our culture and fix our communities, that's nobody else's fault but ours if it hasn't popped off yet.
Yeah, and so I say all this to say the issue. Let me see what Brando just said.
Oh yeah, I saw what he said, and that's a good point.
Hey, this is why white flight was a thing. Gentrification.
I think where we are, and Brando
Yeah, she was
post
twerking.
this. Yeah, she was, and as soon as I saw that, Tr, I know right away that this ain't the project for me because we need a cultural fix. We need
Look,
it in the worst way. We got to get rid of all of these hypersexual and loud and combative and don't know how to treat each other. We got to get them ninjas out of here
you know what?
ASAP.
I didn't realize this was even on here though, but she said, well, you can't see it. It might be hard for the people to see it though. But this says black feminist on the cap. I didn't even pick that up until I was
Well,
just looking at it.
that's another reason why I'm out. I ain't trying to hear that either.
See, MC, this is the thing that I have with. I know a lot of people will see this and say like, "Oh, they're just trying to have a whites only, blah blah blah, whatever." And it's like, yeah, I get it, fine. You can go do the same thing too. I wish I could have showed you the Anton Daniels clip because he had a conversation about it too, and people were really tripping about it. Though I'm like, what do y'all? Do y'all really care about that much? Do y'all want to be in Ozark, Arkansas? Like, I know the Ozarks are, if you've been there, it's a great place to look at and drive through, just like Freedom, Georgia, like you said. But when it comes to like, building everything from scratch, I'm not going to be there. And I just don't think there's really that big of a deal. Like, I don't think anyone's really tripping about them doing it. It's just that people just the reaction behind it, though. And honestly, though, I'm going to tell you this much: the white people that they were interviewing, they should have been clapping back though. They should have been a little more prepared about this though, because first of all, the dude that was interviewing them, he framed it like they were a bunch of racists. I would be like, bitch, you were racist. Like, you think why do you think we're racist? You haven't seen anything that implies that we are a racist. Just because we have guidelines on what the type of people are going to be here, that's not really doesn't make them racist. They just said, hey, if you want to get in here, this is no one complains about the NFL with the ownership group that they have. No one complains about the golf clubs, about the types of people they let in there. These people, unfortunately, this was just a bad interview on their part. That's what I'm going to say, because I don't think these people are saying that they are racist, but at the end of the day, they're allowed to do anything like this, and they should not let that guy frame the conversation as if they were racist. I bet you money if they could do the interview over again, they would do it, because this is extremely messed up on their part or an ABC part. But I'm not surprised that they try to frame these people as being racist. Like, you're worried about Jews come, or I'm sorry, J hats. You're worried about the J crew coming out there. They're not coming out there. You're worried about black people coming out there. Black people are not coming out there. And you worry about gay people coming out there. Again, they're gay. They're not going out there. If you got a bunch of straight people, why would they go out there? That's like that's the conversation I think people are really overlooking though. But they forget about the Freedom Georgia project.
So you said a lot there. I think what we will agree, you gotta assume that the news is going to play to your emotions. So you got to do your own research. So they probably did overstate what the people in Arkansas were really trying to do. But
Yeah,
you can set a rock solid HOA
facts,
memo of
Brando.
understanding, community charter rules, and you can weed out the ninjas that don't need to be there. Here's how
Yeah,
you weed most of them out. hey, we ain't having no parties after 8 o'clock except for on Saturday. The whole neighborhood got to be quiet after 8 o'clock. That's how you weed out the ninjas. Hey, if
Royal
you don't cut
Caribbean rules.
if you don't cut your grass and maintain your yard properly, you're going to get fined and assessed until we can keep you with enough fees to push you out of here. That's
Yeah,
how you attack.
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, like look, man,
Or
the
was it
intent
Carnival? It's one of the two.
it was Carnival,
Yeah.
but the, I say this about us, and I'll continue. The problem with us is the people with the loudest voices are generally the ones that need to STFU. That's always been the case.
Yeah.
We saw it with the DNC convention where they threw Meg the Stallion up there and thought that was going to inspire people to vote. Like we chase goofy stuff, and then we get mad when we get goofy results. So it is what it is. But going back to Arkansas, this doesn't bother me. They established the culture. They're not harming anybody while doing that. So what do you want me to do? You want me to be mad? Because I bet you a lot of people that look like us here they're going to see this and wonder why we're not outraged by it. Here's my counter back. Let's do our own thing. Let's get the people together
Wow.
that's serious about this and
I,
actually want to improve and fix our culture.
yeah. And
Problem solved.
so this, you know, what's funny about this? So these folks were on your leisure, which I'm sure they, you know, they got like some clicks on it and everything. But also, don't you remember what was it, the Wakanda city? Who was that? Was it Akon? Supposed to be a city of Wakanda or whatever?
Yeah, but that's a little bit more complicated because China's involved in that, and China's doing some crazy stuff in Africa and the Caribbean. But
Hey,
I hear you.
all I know is they were supposed to be involved with, like, I mean, it was, you know, coined the Wakanda city. And you know, these are two, you know, as much as smoke as the Arkansas town are getting, no one's giving smoke to the Freedom, Georgia folks. No one's giving smoke to the Akon city. No one's giving a lot of smoke, but only people getting smoke are the Ozark folks. So it's always a funny conversation when people want to like point this out. And first of all, they don't want to live there, but it's always a funny conversation. It's like you can do exactly what they're doing. You can create an ownership group just like these people did in Freedom, Georgia, and you can fuck around for like 2-3 years and nobody's going to hold you accountable. I think these people kind of walked away from the project, honestly. I mean, someone might own the land, but I think for the most part, people walked away from it.
Yeah, last I heard, it was up to 19 families that were getting involved. I don't know where it stands now. It's been a while since I checked on it, actually. But
Yeah, I'm surprised they even had
this
it.
doesn't bother me like it's probably going to bother most people.
Yeah, no, it's the part that does kind of bother me though. And I say it bothers me is because it's like you guys set out to do something and you didn't even complete it. Is what happened with this freedom plan, this freedom community? Because to me, it looks like the people in Arkansas are a little bit further ahead than the folks at the and that's just Instagram, so we don't know exactly what they've been posting, but you would think people would be posting about it though. They'd be discussing it. They would have some type of conversation, but they really aren't. So
Yeah, I'm trying to find some more recent pictures on the Freedom of Georgia side. I'm not seeing anything. That's typically not a good thing.
yeah, it looks like they posted
Yeah.
on their Facebook. They posted they updated their cover photo earlier this year, but that's really it. I don't see anything else that's actually been set up though. And honestly though, if black people did, you know, push this and they were making progress, people would get behind it 100%. I mean, people are still behind it, I believe, but if they, you know, if they start promoting it a little bit more, they would definitely be a little bit further. So I don't know, man. And prior to that photo, the last photo or the last update was back in 2022. So
Yeah, my point still remains. As long as you ain't affecting those three things I talked about earlier, do you? I don't care.
yeah,
Bro, I know it's wild that we don't want white people thinking they're superior, but our own reactions reveal it's everyone else with the inferiority complex. I agree. We
yeah,
spend too much time worried about what other people are doing and what other people think about us. That's always been my biggest frustration.
yeah. And it kind of reminds me of the whole Hulk Hogan thing because I did see, I mean, like, we have some personal stuff or personal posts that we don't always share on here though. But it was kind of interesting to see people outside of that, like just really talk about Hulk Hogan. It's like most of y'all don't care about Hulk Hogan. You just care about one thing he said, and you kind of, and people just started lost it. They started to go along with it. And so this kind of reminds me of that, though, is that people really don't care about this stuff. The Arkansas folks, they just want to be mad about it, though, especially when it involves white people. It's like, do you really care? I know you don't care. Like, I can definitely tell you do not care about what these white people are doing. And, you know, if you focused on some of the other, you know, self-exclaimed, I forgot the word, but the black heroes that you do care about, what are they doing? Anything similar to it? And I don't think people really do care. Yeah, the Hulk Hogan.
You know what? We might as well talk about him for 5 to 10 minutes. You got time, TR? You
Heck,
good?
yeah, let me change the banner real quick though. That way I can clip this up properly.
All right, I'm gonna close this out real quick by saying, if you mad about what they're doing, then build your own and create a positive culture and invite people to build with you. Bam, problem solved.
Yeah.